Hello, welcome to the Two Chicks Homestead podcast. We are the two chicks. Yay!
Hi, I am Nate.
And I am Erin, and we talk about homesteading and living on a small piece of land.
All right, everyone, welcome to episode 67.
Yes.
And it is the first, I think.
No, the 30th.
There we go, 30th. It's close, we're getting there.
Yeah.
So
it's the last week in August.
Yes, last week in August. So this week we're going to talk about measuring success.
Yes.
And we have a kind of a different take on it.
Yep. A conversation I had with someone sparked this, that they were like normally, like it's just a normal conversation of asking me how much I was making. Not how much I was making, but like, was I selling things a certain way to make the most money?
Mm-hmm.
And I've already said on here that I dislike the I hate money, or they must hate money phrase.
I know,
I'm
that
sorry.
That drives me nuts. I get why people say it.
Yeah, I do.
So, I like money when it comes to work, because I spend it, but I'm not going to waste time chasing a penny to go make dollars.
Yeah.
So,
it just kind of made me think, like, how differently we all view success.
mm-hmm.
Like, personally, we're not totally monetary driven.
No,
I guess.
I mean, we do have the podcast. We don't monetize the podcast.
Yeah.
And I have gone back and forth. We have the listeners to do it, but it's like, is it, do you guys really want to hear ads?
Yeah. But it's not like that's not successful.
Right.
But I think it's important to realize that everyone's view of success is different.
Mm-hmm.
And just because we're not selling something somewhere doesn't mean we're not selling something somewhere else.
Right.
And there's different reasons why we're not selling that something in that other spot.
Right, absolutely. And I think a lot of it has to do with, there's only so many hours in the day right now. We do have little kids.
Yeah.
And you and I are always learning driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the one who jumps both feet into everything and wants to learn everything there is to learn about it. And you are always you want to play with stuff.
Hmm.
Like the salves. You've been playing with the salves a lot. And you've had some really good ideas with them.
Yeah. But I also know my limits.
Right.
Like, right now, we're doing good. Like, I could manage a little bit more, because I do try and stay on top of having product. Like, I've got a big bowl of salves I need to label.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I have, like, 20 still or something on Etsy.
Right.
So I've got time. Like, I'm just trying to keep ahead. But I don't know that I want to get, like, so big or advertise everywhere and then have it become 6 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, all I'm doing is trying to
do that. Yeah. There's a lot of other things we could do, and that's, the salve, it takes you, what, 2-3 days to make the salve?
Yeah, like a week.
Okay.
If you count in, like, rendering
lard,
the tallow and
stuff. The lard, and then
not the lard,
down
the tallow.
Tallow, yeah, and then cooking down the comfrey.
Right. So yeah, a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not standing there.
Right. It's other things doing the work for us.
Yeah.
So, like, you were just doing a big batch of tallow. What was it, yesterday, I think?
Well, yeah. Now it's in the fridge for overnight to cool, and then I separate it. And then I do that like 3 more times. So it's going to be another 4 days.
Yeah. Until
that's ready to then, I forgot the word, but have the comfrey sit in the tallow.
Yeah, add the comfrey to the tallow.
Right, and then it'll sit there for a week.
Okay.
in the crock pot.
Yeah. And I love the little crock pot that we got.
Oh, that was from Josh Phoenix from Renegade Butcher. He sent me that, and I love that thing.
Yeah. So that is the comfrey only crock pot.
Yep.
And it works out real good. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than a mason jar?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I don't know how big it is, but it's like a small bowl. I mean, yeah, it's perfect because it makes like enough for a batch.
Yeah.
And it's like not like I'm not making 100 tins at once.
Right. Yeah, we don't have enough room in the fridge for 100 tins.
Yeah,
not yet. We may be able to fix that here. We'll talk about that in a minute. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's important to realize that the homesteading community is very monetarily focused. I think so. We may be on the outside of this thought, but I think it's important to realize that everyone sees their own successes differently, and it doesn't mean they're doing it wrong.
Right. I mean, my success is I have a steady paying job, and I'm a high school dropout. My job supports the entire family.
Yep.
I don't need to say how much I make because that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But it's enough to support the four of us, pay for a house, do all the fun stuff that we want to do, and make small investments in the homestead.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're not hurting, but we're not making $1 million either.
Right. Yeah, we still have to budget. It's not like we can just go do everything we want all at once.
Right. Sometimes I want to, and sometimes you have to pull me back from doing that.
Yes. I have, for years, been the voice of reason.
Yes.
Otherwise known as the dream killer.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But I'm also going to sit here and push you to do more things.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see you doing stuff that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And spend the time and do the things that I know are going to make you feel better.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times this falls back on writing. I've been writing a novel for almost a year. I wrote it, and then now I'm rewriting it, and it has made me no money. And it may not ever make me any money at the rate I'm going. I may just keep rewriting it forever until I die. But I love it. And it may take me away from posting that affiliate link on Facebook, or posting, someone says, I need a salve. And there I am ready to...
Right.
But it's okay.
Yeah, there comes a point where, is it really worth it to sit on social media all day to be ready to make that post?
Right.
When there's other things that can be done with the family or yourself.
Yeah. The other night, so I sell, quote unquote, freeze dried candy. I don't really post about it.
No.
Hardly anywhere, because it's a long process, and usually our freeze dryer is doing actual food.
Yeah.
Or other things like elderberries, which will come for sale at some point. But I do candy when it's like, I'm going to throw in some candy.
Yeah.
It's not on any schedule. It's not like I'm taking orders and filling them. It's kind of like, hey, what do you got? We were doing something the other night, and the doorbell rings. It had to have been almost 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was like 8:30, give or take. We were getting ready to get the girls in bed. I think you were down here
doing elderberries or something.
Yeah. And I was doing something... I think I was playing Minecraft with the girls.
Yeah. It was just like we were doing nothing.
Yeah.
And there's 2 teenage kids on our porch, and it was like, right away, it's like, what?
Yeah.
They came here to buy freeze-dried candy.
Yeah.
Like, they heard through the grapevine that we sold freeze-dried candy. So I made $16 just doing nothing.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, I can deal with that.
Yep. We did have to have a discussion with the youngest to not go out running and answering the door.
Yeah, so everything is a life lesson.
But yeah, I mean, it's even I got a little, like, what are you doing here? It's dark out.
Yeah, just, old man, like, get off my lawn type stuff.
Exactly. And
like, what did you break, and why are you here?
Yeah. Exactly. What are you here to sell me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you want to give me money?
Oh, okay. Sure. Come on in. So, I mean, it's like, cool.
It's the little stuff like that that goes, okay, we're doing this right. We are successful.
Yeah. Like,
our numbers are growing on the podcast, so we are successful.
Yeah.
And that's all I really care about. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if we had 0 listeners.
Well, and also if we didn't enjoy it.
Right.
I mean, and that's why we took breaks, and that's why we went down to 2 times a month for a while.
Right.
Instead of the 4, because it was just too much, and I didn't want to get to the point where it's like, I hated it. Mm-hmm. And I was almost getting to that point.
Right. I mean, we always have something going on. It is very hard for us to schedule our time out.
Yeah.
So it's, you're dealing with a cold right now. We're recording this before I catch the cold.
Yeah.
And then last night we would have recorded it last night and you just crashed out.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm putting the girls to bed and I'm going to bed.
Yep.
So, I mean, we can do stuff like that.
And really, everyone seems to be so behind that no one would probably have noticed if we skipped a week anyway. So.
That's true. But I mean, it's nice to see growth, but I don't need to kill myself for that growth yet.
Yeah.
If things change a little different at work, then maybe.
Yeah.
And
it's like I see someone like Amy Dingman from A Farmish Kind of Life, and she is starting over pretty much with the Lifesteaders. And that's amazing because that's what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. She's not going, well, I can't do that because this is making money, so I have to stay with this for the rest of my life. She's letting it just make the money it makes and is moving on to doing what is making her happy.
It's still the same Amy, it's just a different name.
Right.
So, I mean, it's the same stuff she talks about.
Yep. Which I think if I hadn't had to take a homesteading break and work on writing, I'm not sure I would understand it as well. Mm-hmm. Like, how could someone just walk away from this super successful thing because I saw it as successful?
Yeah.
But the person doing it didn't see it the same and had to do something else to keep them happy.
Yeah, then that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she does amazing things, and I know she is super busy all the time, and she's going to knock it out of the park when she starts this up.
Yep.
So, it's going to be a good thing for her.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to have fun, and it's going to light another fire, and she's going to run with it.
Yeah.
And that's what sometimes you need to do.
Yeah. And it's like, I was telling you about Facebook. Mm-hmm. And Facebook has always been like the main social media. I think maybe not so much now, but in my world, for a long time, it was like the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's where I go because I don't have time to sit on all the other platforms.
No,
So I'll sit down and eat lunch, and I'll scroll through all the homesteading pages that I follow.
Yeah. But I'll post something, and it'll get like 2 or 3 likes. And I'll sit there and go, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I failing? Why is this not going anywhere? Mm-hmm. And I'll post something on a completely different social media, like completely unrelated, like my other life. Mm-hmm. And it's like, boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Like growing so fast. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I still don't see the success because I'm focused on Facebook.
Right.
And it's like, I wish I could get away from that and just be like, whatever, I want to post this, so I'm posting it, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get away from what you always saw as a success and see your other real successes.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a real big success for us is the rabbits. Mm-hmm. And I know you thought I was crazy as all get out when I first brought that up.
Oh, yeah. I will tell everybody that.
And it's worked out really well. And we've invested a ton of money and a ton of time into it. And we follow a lot of great rabbit pages that have some great information.
Yeah, which is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I even told you, don't post about this anywhere because this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't normal.
Yeah. And then today, I'm scrolling through all the homesteaders, and Sunstone Orchard up in, I think, Vermont is where they're
I
at.
think so.
Awesome page. She's got some
either-
beautiful rabbits.
Yeah.
Sunstone Orchard and Rabbitry. It's either in Maine or Vermont.
Yeah, it's omnivore that I think of is in Florida.
But she posted this big long thing about where, our food comes from here. It's hard to do. We enjoy it. And the video on it is her. She had just processed a kit, and the heart is still beating in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that she was able to do that so quickly, dispatch and get that out.
And humanely and respectfully.
Right. And get that out and in her hand, and it's still beating in a video.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I am not that fast.
Yeah. And it's weird to think that, because I think a lot of homesteaders are living in two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, we come to our homesteading online community because they understand, because our neighbors think we're crazy.
Yeah.
And to want to be able to show, hey, I just did this, and have them be like, you're nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you turn around to your online community and everybody's like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
That you did awesome. That's great.
Exactly.
I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've helped a few people get rabbits, and those people have reached out to us, and it is nice to get it, but the vast majority of people around us think we're freaking nuts.
Yeah. And don't see the success in it.
Right. And I don't care. I mean, we're who we are.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the crazy times of 2020 and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, when you brought up rabbits, it was just in the beginning.
Yeah.
We weren't really even in the thick of it yet.
No.
And since then, I have no idea where I was going with this, but since then, it's like our successes have totally changed.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where I was going with that.
I mean, it was a wise idea to get to it so early because it helped us out.
Yeah.
In the long run, because we got the balls to do chickens, and then you said, hey, let's do a hog.
Yeah.
And then we got deer, and now we have 2 freezers down here with 2 more coming by the time you guys hear this podcast.
Yeah.
Big stand-ups, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And that's success for us. That's 4 freezers in this house.
Yeah.
And that is a ton. That's a huge investment.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more successful than that, being able to do things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice to see, and it's really nice to see things change here and watch the kids grow.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah, seeing them change from when we first started this to now is a success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we didn't force it. We didn't put it in their faces. We gave them options, and they have chosen to...
Yeah. So I last time we processed rabbits, it was probably 85, 90 degrees out. So it was warm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it always happens. We get the summer litter that's just getting ready, and it's starting to get hot. And I told the oldest that I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I am going to go process the rabbits because I don't want to be doing it in the middle of the heat. She's crying about it. You guys, if you've been listening long enough, you know how big of a change that is.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't even be out there for the first couple of years, and now she is crying over the fact she's missing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny to see stuff like that. And last year she helped with the hog.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of them were out there cubing pork up.
Yep.
And that's unreal to see that.
Mm-hmm. We'll be doing that again in a few months.
Exactly, and I can't wait because another investment that we have.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't let people tell you that you're not successful because they don't see all the little things going on behind the scenes.
Yep. Like your life.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes life just gets in the way and you can't do everything that you want to either, but you still have to find things that you have done.
Exactly. I mean, you and I have been doing nothing but grow ourselves for the past 15 years we've been together, 16 years.
Yeah.
So that is a giant success.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, here's to another rest of our lives together, always growing and getting ready to learn how to do stuff.
Yep.
Because neither of us can stop doing that.
Yeah. There's always something new to learn.
Exactly. There's something fun. I get to spend money on new stuff.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we got on that topic. So, we do appreciate everybody's feedback. And it is it's kind of a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
And the fact that Toolman Tim is stopping at our place.
I know.
Talk about a success.
Yeah, yeah. The Canuck from north of the border.
Yeah, I mean I'm not even going to believe it until it happens. That it's like our piddly little half-acre, compared to everybody else, postage stamp of a homestead.
Yeah.
Is going to be hosting.
Yeah.
Toolman Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I would venture to say we probably have the smallest, next to Green Lady Permaculture. She might have a little bit smaller lot than us, but she's still got a ton more stuff than us.
Yeah.
So.
But she doesn't have any kids.
Exactly. She got a dog, Merlin. Yeah. That dog's pretty cool, though. So.
Well, like you said, if we didn't have kids and they didn't need a yard, our yard would probably be full of. Our yard may
become that even if we have kids.
Yeah, they can just play at the neighbors.
Exactly. They've got the neighbor's property. They can go run down the lane. They got 3 acres to play with over there.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of mowing our yard.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so on to the big investment that we made.
Well, first, if you're in our Telegram group, you saw us post and mull over our neighbor's commercial freezer.
Yes.
So this is kind of, we've talked about this before.
Yes.
Like just between us, of like, maybe we should. And this kind of sparked the final decision. So
we got offered this 40 cubic foot commercial grade freezer.
Not offered, I mean offered to pay for it.
Right. Offered the chance to snag it at like $1,000 off.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing's like a $3,000 thing, and she offered us like $2,000.
Yeah.
I was really considering it. I kind of wanted it, but then I realized the direction that we're going to go is the better direction to go. So, she still has that for sale. If anybody in the area is interested, you can get our information and we will get it. It is a commercial grade stainless steel freezer. I think Kronos is the company.
Yeah.
Huge freezer. Does have a dent on the bottom. It doesn't hurt anything. It's purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
But she is offering for a steal of a deal.
Yeah. She sells cinnamon rolls.
Yep.
And so has busy times and non-busy times. And it makes perfect sense what she wants to do. She wants to get multiple mini freezers.
Right.
Because sometimes she only has a couple boxes and then has this big, huge freezer running all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. This thing's huge.
Yeah.
I think it's 78 inches tall and probably same long.
Yeah.
And it's 29 inches deep. It's a big freezer.
Yeah.
So, and she bought extra shelving for it and everything. So, it's a nice deal, but we decided to go a different direction. So you guys have seen that we have been working on cleaning out the garage. And that has been a 2-week process of getting it back to where it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, when we moved in, 5 years ago.
Almost 6.
Almost 6. Yeah, God, November's going to be 6 years here. The garage has always been the catch-all because we don't park in there, and that's where all the toys go, and the girls just throw shit in there. I throw shit in there. I throw my tools down, and I just go do something else because I can't get to my toolbox. I'm climbing over shit to get over there. So we finally decided to clean it out, put everything away. I went and bought a ton of shelving at Menards. I moved our generator. I moved all the feed that we have in there. I moved the straw that you had to climb over stuff to get to. So it was a very long process, but now it's done.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm just waiting for you to do the house.
Oh. I had to do work and the garage. I think I'm okay for a little while. So now, Saturday? Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. I went over to Best Buy. And I posted this in our Telegram group that they have their in-house brand Insignia. They have 21 cubic foot freezers for $7.99. I think is what it is. $7.49. They're $150 off right now, and they are a freezer or a fridge.
Yeah, which is cool.
And they are garage ready.
Yep.
So they already have the kit, so they can go out in the garage and they can go down to 10 below zero.
So I don't know if everybody knows what we mean by a garage kit.
Right.
So
basically there's a heating element that sits near the thermostat on the thing. Because what a normal fridge, what they'll do is if you put them out there, the freezer will shut off when it gets below a certain temperature.
Colder than what's inside.
Yeah, colder than what's inside. And it will actually defrost all your stuff and it will ruin everything in the fridge. So these are garage ready, meant to be kept out in the heat or the cold, and they have the kit on them that more or less like tricks the thermostat on the thing to actually keep the pump running. Mm-hmm. It's a great idea. I don't know how much those kits are.
Yeah. But
we were even looking at stand-up fridges to put out there, and they're $1,000.
Yeah. And
these things were $750. So I mean, it was a no-brainer. They got 3 sizes. There's a 13, a 17, and a 21, and we got the 21 just for size.
Yeah.
So we're putting 42 cubic feet of freezer space out there.
Or fridge.
Because they are splittable, for $500 less than what we would have paid for that thing.
Yeah.
And they have a warranty.
And they're being delivered.
And they're being dropped off at the house tomorrow, the day before this goes live.
Yeah. So
we will definitely post photos. So what our plans are, we will have one as a freezer and one as a fridge. Because you and I always need room in the fridge when it comes to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and when we do the hog.
Yeah. And bacon. I mean, we usually will freeze the belly until we're ready to do the bacon, and then it has to sit in there for a week.
Right.
And flip over and...
Right, so now we can get the bellies done right off the bat, put them in the fridge, in the brine that we do, vacuum seal the bag, put it in the brine, set it in there, and keep going back to work. So there's no extra step of freezing it, thawing it, brining it, and then doing it. Yeah. So we could do it the next weekend.
Yeah.
Which would be Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah. And we're always home on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So that's, it's a week later. It's been sitting in there. So all you do is fire up the smoker, and I can make 2 slabs of bacon in a weekend.
Yeah.
That's not hard. So.
Yeah, so it'll be super nice to have them out there.
Absolutely.
And if we don't have enough, we can turn one off.
Right.
Or whatever.
Or if we get to the point where we have a ton of meat and we don't need the fridge space, we can flip it to a fridge or freezer.
Yeah.
So then we have 2 freezers out there, and that's more than enough. We can move some stuff out of the inside ones, and we also will have a spot outside in the garage for all the tiles that we have.
Yeah.
Because right now we're bringing those inside, putting them in the chest freezer. Then we'll have a spot for all the tallow out in the garage.
Yep.
Because, I mean, we have bags and bags and bags of that stuff.
Well, it's the beef fat.
Yeah.
Before we turn it into tallow.
Right.
But yeah, even that. I mean, even like rendered lard, I keep it in the freezer until I fill my little jar and keep that in the fridge that I use for cooking. But otherwise it's in the freezer.
Right. So it'll be nice.
And I'll always have space for multiple trays for the freeze dryer.
Yes.
Inside.
Yes.
That will be nice.
Yes.
I actually just thought of that.
Well, I was kind of thinking of that too, because we'll probably leave that stand up relatively empty so you can actually use it for the freeze dryer.
Because you have to freeze things. Well, you don't have to. I prefer to pre-freeze rather than putting fresh.
There are some things that need to be pre-frozen no matter what you do, like ice cream.
Yes, ice cream. I haven't done ice cream yet because I'm afraid.
If you don't pre-freeze ice cream, you'll end up with the biggest mess in the world.
Ice cream is a whole separate podcast for freeze drying. I have yet to try it because I don't want to do the cleanup when I screwed up.
Right, and that's why we do the
taffy.
Because
although I have had now multiple requests that I should do the ice cream sandwiches with the chocolate.
Yeah, the Napoleons.
So I will maybe have to try that sometime.
Okay. I'm not cleaning it out when you break it.
I'll make the person who requests it clean it out.
Yeah. That person is probably going to be 100 miles away.
No, he lives in town. And I'm related to him.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, that is, if you've never seen that freeze dryer fail.
Yeah, just Google it.
Yeah, just Google it. Ice cream in a freeze dryer.
So you bought these refrigerator freezers.
Yes.
The day
So it was $1,620.
Yeah.
That's how much both these things cost. Free delivery to the house. The guys are showing up tomorrow, and they're going to show up. So I get home, hand you the receipt. We're just going through the day, having all sorts of fun, getting ready, doing the final cleanup. And the next morning, I was doing like organizing and putting everything back in there. And I got this bright idea to go up to Menards, and I got these new lights. And you have complained about there not being enough light in the garage.
Well, especially when we do the hog, because you're under the light, and I'm over here in the shadows going, I'm trying to clean off this pork fat.
So we have we had one 3,000 lumen light in there, which was in the opposite corner of where we normally work, because that's how we do things.
Yes.
It was back by the toolbox and where I usually work on the ATV and stuff like that. Back by the straw bales, so you could at least see in there.
On the opposite side of the garage from the man door.
Yes. Total opposite side, far corner. You got to climb over all the other junk. So I looked at Amazon for these lights, thinking, we'll just order them on Amazon. They'll be here. I can probably get them Monday, slap them up. We're good to go. Well, I looked at on Amazon. They're $40 a piece on Amazon. Menards is 30-minute drive from here, give or take. So I looked on there, and they're $17. So I decided to go up to Menards. So I get back, get my ladder out, get all the lights changed. I flip them on, and I send you a text message, and I go, why don't you come outside and take a look at them? And here you come out the back door is screaming, Nate, the sewer's backed up. Fuck. So, that was Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sewer backed up, ruined some stuff in the basement. Not entirely important stuff, but it could have been worse. Mm-hmm. It's pulling a lot of things out of the basement, bleaching the floor, getting everything cleaned up. I hate doing that. That is like...
It's been an ongoing issue since we moved in.
Yes.
And we had our whole sewer redone. Is that how
Yeah.
I'm saying it right?
Yeah, we had the sewer drain, or the main sewer from the house out to the street replaced.
And then had the outside thing installed.
Well, we had the we had the PVC put in.
Yeah.
So basically there's 4-inch PVC from the house all the way out to the village. That was thousands and thousands of dollars. It is not cheap to do something like that. Also, when we first moved in here, we had the basement waterproofed and a sump pump put in, a sump pit, and that was 10 grand?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Which we didn't pay for.
Well, I mean, the owners had to pay for it because they lied about, on their disclosure agreement, that they didn't get water in here.
Right.
So, yeah, we found that during inspection, so that was part of the deal when we bought the place. But yeah, the basement's waterproofed. We had the sump pump put in, and get in here and realize we're having sewer issues. So now we have it figured out that it is almost out to the village. So our sewer is 80 feet from the village main. Like our clean out is 80 feet to the main. And at about 81 feet is where they found the clog today.
Right.
So it's definitely in the village area. We're going to discuss that with them. We've been talking to a few people about how to go about that. We'll send them once we actually get the invoice in. We'll see how much it's going to be. It's probably $300. Have them come out and do it. So yeah, we were without sewer yesterday. The girls got to brush their teeth outside, and we did dishes outside. So it's reality.
Yeah.
So I had to go borrow the neighbor's potty. The girls had to go potty, so the girls went next door to the neighbors to go potty. I just watered a tree. It's not the end of the world.
But we didn't get to the point, but I'm thinking this is really a nice time that we have those sink tables. If it were longer than that, to be able to go outside and wash in a sink and
absolutely. And I thought about hooking that thing up, and I need to check the gasket on that because I think it leaks.
Okay.
So I'll have to look into that and see if it's actually. I bought a whole bunch of new gaskets, so to replace the one in there.
Yeah, our fish cleaning table, I think it is.
Yep. We use that for rabbits. We use it for cutting up little pieces of the hog, cleaning fish when we fish,
and chickens when we do meat birds.
Yeah, I mean it was like a $40 table I got at. I think I want to say I got it at Farm and Fleet.
Yeah.
And it is counter height, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So we are on the hunt for a counter height 6-foot or 8-foot table when we do the hog.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting tired of bending over. I'm usually hurting by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a lot of cutting.
Yeah. So, but something I wanted to ask everybody, and I want feedback on this. So send me an email, send me a text. Anytime you guys make a big purchase in the house, anytime, like buying ham radio or buying a new freezer or buying a new toy, what breaks the next day? Because for us, it's always something. Always. And 9 times out of 10 on Sunday, it's the damn sewer.
Yeah, it's always on Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the youngest's birthday one year on a Sunday.
Yep.
It clogged up. And then it's last Sunday, and I think another one we had to call somebody out and have them come do it because we had a whole bunch of people over here.
Yeah, but don't worry. When Tim is here, we will have a porta potty.
Yes. So this is why we get porta potties.
Yeah.
And
which, if we just built an outhouse, we probably would have been in the green after renting all these porta potties.
Yes. Well, I mean, that may be next year's project. So yeah, that's the reason why we always rent the porta potties, because we don't want to pay to have them come rotted on a Sunday, because we're gonna have to wait till Monday,
right?
And it's reality.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they showed up today, got it found, got it figured out. We're gonna have paperwork on this, so we're gonna go give the village a heads up that there's some issues out at the street.
Yeah. But it's always kind of nice because I am always a worrywart So at least we already bought the freezers.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like we didn't, and now I'm telling you, well, maybe we shouldn't.
You were still hemming and hawing when I said let's buy 2.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much going to just buy 2 and not tell you.
No, you don't do that.
Because I was already there and I had all the cash on me.
I
so,
know. We're not
Yeah.
suggesting that.
Yes. But you and I, you were hemming and hawing between the 2, and
Yeah. It'll be nice.
It'll be nice, and no matter what happens, if we slow down in other aspects and things get a little tighter in the next 6 months to a year, we still have the ability to stock up more food.
Uh-huh.
And that's only going to help in the long run.
Yeah.
And we will have more room for rabbits, we'll have more room for doing more chickens. We maybe could get 2 hogs a year because we'll have the extra room.
Yeah.
So it's...
So I'm a meat hoarder.
Yes, you are.
So we're getting the next hog in November. It's now almost September.
Yes.
And I'm looking at all of the ground pork I still have that I'm going, I gotta use that
Yeah.
before I spend 12 hours grinding
Yes. Yes.
another year's worth of...
Yes.
Because I always think, oh gosh, you never know, I might need this, or I might use too much and all of a sudden it'll be gone, and then now we're here again, and I'm going, I gotta use that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have 2 months to make a whole bunch of pork.
I do.
I think we still have some wine in there too.
We've got a ton
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start sorting out what's maybe a couple of years old. Because I think we still have some stuff from one of the
We
original
might.
hogs.
I actually found a package of bacon from last
Okay.
time.
So we'll have to go through everything once we get these new freezers in and set
Yeah.
up, and we get the warning monitors on them, and we know they're going to work out there. We'll actually go through and sort out, because we are going to make probably something really good for the meetup. Do we want to say what we're making?
No,
Okay. Everybody can wait.
Yep.
So.
because some of it is still undecided.
Yep. So.
It'll
But
be good.
we're going to make something really good.
Everybody leaves full
Yes.
from our house.
Yes. And we have a lot of good food here. So. Yeah. We definitely have some options.
Yep.
So. What else we got?
That was it.
That's it. All right.
Yeah, just the Toolman Tim meetup is
Yep.
in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
September 16th.
Yep.
13th. 16th.
1 to 6. Yep. We have not decided an official time yet. So we'll figure that out in the next week or so, and we'll post it in the Telegram, and then we'll probably announce it next week what time we're going to start.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be
So.
morning.
Yep. It'll probably be late morning is usually what we do.
Yep.
Let the girls get up, let everything get situated. We can get stuff down there and set up before everybody starts showing up.
Yep.
And then we'll have dinner for everybody. Dinner and breakfast for the campers.
Yeah.
So, but kind of excited.
Yeah,
It's going to happen,
it is.
and it's going to be here really soon. And then I still have 1 more week of vacation.
Yep. And the week before Toolman, I get to drag you to the city.
We'll see.
Yes.
Yes. Unless they live stream it.
Well, yeah.
So.
But if not.
Yes. So we can talk about that a little. We are gonna venture downtown Chicago for a couple of hours during the Taste of Chicago.
So I have this band
Yes.
called Sleeping at Last that I have been listening to nonstop while I'm writing, and I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving home from somewhere, and I went, I wonder if they're having any concerts, anytime soon. So I looked it up, found they're doing a free concert in the city with a full orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing 4 songs, so it's going to be like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I also found out that it's actually just one guy, and he grew up in Wheaton and lives in my hometown right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, all these things were like, oh my God, I gotta go.
Right.
So, I kind of...
I said yes.
Yeah, I know. So I gingerly brought it up, saying, "Hey, you know how you always want to go downtown to Chicago?"
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Everybody knows I go to one place in downtown Chicago, and that's the Field Museum. Or not the Field Museum.
Museum of Science and Industry.
Yeah, Science and Industry, because of the parking lot.
So
yes, we'll go venture around the Bean and the amphitheater.
Yeah.
And try and stay as far away from Taste of Chicago that we can.
Yeah, then I discovered, yes, in some comment somewhere,
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, that's awesome. It's the same weekend as Taste of Chicago." And I went, shit. So I even thought of, like, not saying anything. And I'm like, no, I have to say something.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting taking the train downtown, because I am not going to drive.
No.
I don't think we can get your truck and anything, and I don't really want to drive my car downtown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll...
So if anybody wants to take Nate's place, let me know.
No, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to let you go into the city alone. I have better common sense than that. So, at least be there to help you.
Yeah. But the plus side is we're not bringing the kids.
Yes. If we're bringing the kids, that would more than likely be a hard no.
Yeah.
Taste Chicago on the train with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's alright. It'll be fun. It's a couple hours. We'll be good for...
I never asked to go to the city.
I know. We'll be good for another 10 years
Yes.
to not go downtown.
Yes.
So, I think that was the last time we were downtown to go see the Bean was like 15 years ago?
I mean, to not go to a
13 years
museum,
ago?
to do something other than the museum was probably Florence and the Machine.
Okay, so that was before kids.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Or we went to one play downtown.
Les Mis?
It was Les Mis, and then there was another one we went with the kids, I thought. It was one of the plays I fell asleep.
Well, you fall asleep in Les Mis, yes.
And Florence.
You fell asleep during Florence and the Machine?
I think I did.
Oh my god.
Hey, I was tired.
I don't think I remember that.
That's because I hide it.
Yeah, I did have to wake you up because you snored in a very quiet part in Les Mis.
Yep, sorry. Sorry. It is what it is.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. See you on the homestead where something is always growing, eating, or cooking.